Nothing fancy, just a plain vanilla cake. The first thing we're gonna do to make this vanilla cake is we're gonna make the icing first. I'll be honest, I don't like to make the icing. I just like to make the cake. I love pouring the batter in the bowls and I love decorating the cake, but I don't like making the icing. So I decided that I was gonna do the thing that I didn't enjoy the most first. Oh yeah, gotta preheat our oven to 325 degrees. Okay, the first thing we are going to do is we're gonna put in 3 sticks of softened butter. You can heat it in the microwave for a minute if it's too cold. But this is pretty soft. I love buttercream. Who doesn't? I did a little survey on YouTube in the community section, and I asked what people's favorite frosting was, and hands down it was buttercream. So we're going to make this buttercream frosting for you. So now we're going to need 7 cups. 7 cups of powdered sugar, but we're not going to put them all in at one time. We're going to start with maybe 3 cups. Okay, let's start with just 3 cups. I'm going to beat this slowly. We don't want to get powdered sugar everywhere. And you can use your KitchenAid if you'd like. 1/3 cup of whole milk. I'm going to put in about half of it. Okay. Now we're going to add the other 4 cups of powdered sugar. I'm just someone who likes to have their frosting made before, and I've been doing it the opposite when I'm shooting my videos, but I think from now on I'm just going to do it like I normally do it here at home. I always make my frosting first. I don't know, it just feels like everything is simple after you get the frosting done. So we'll go ahead and add the other part of our milk, and we're going to take about 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. It's going to cut some of that sweetness out of it. And about 2 teaspoons of vanilla. Okay, that is done. Okay, so now we're just going to take a small spatula and kind of like, make sure it's all combined, scrape down the sides. Okay, we're going to set this aside. Now we're going to get started on our cake. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add our dry ingredients. We're going to need 3 cups of cake flour. My grandson may be running through here in a few minutes. He's here today. I just love it when he's in the house. Just brings life and joy. All right, so we got our 3 cups of cake flour. Now we need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. That's not a teaspoon. Okay, got it. 1, 2, and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. A 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Easy. All right, we're just going to set this aside. Let's set our cake plates aside too. Okay, now we are going to do our wet ingredients. We need 2 cups of granulated sugar, 1 cup of buttermilk. That makes the best cake. 4 large eggs at room temperature. If your ingredients are at room temperature, your cake will be better. It will be a moister cake. Okay, we got that in. Now we need 1 8-ounce cream cheese, 1 8 ounces of cream cheese softened. Not hot, just kind of softened. Just gonna pop that in there. I didn't want it to plop everywhere. And a stick and a half of butter. Now some of this, my butter was really cold. Some of it melted, but the butter is not cold. That is just fine. It's gonna mix right in really good, okay? And I see a little bit of buttermilk left. I'm gonna try to get all that buttermilk in. I need to add 1/2 teaspoon of salt to our flour mixture. Can't believe I forgot the salt. Okay, so now we are going to mix this up. Hey, Axel. What are you doing? Can you come say hi? He'll talk to you. Okay, now we are going to add our wet ingredients into our flour ingredient. A little bit at a time, about half of it. This makes a lot of batter. I wore my apron today. Did y'all notice? All right, so now we're going to take our spatula and just kind of go around, make sure everything is incorporated really good. That's good. It's a beautiful cake batter. Oh my goodness. So now we're going to put our cake strips on our cake pans. You can also freeze these cakes. You know, you can take them out, put them in the freezer, and have them for another day. They're just as good. Who can remember why we use cake strips? If you know why we use cake strips, if you watch my other videos, you know why I like to use cake strips. Comment below. Let me know what if you've ever used a cake strip and why I use cake strips. Okay. Wow, this is going to be great. So we're making a 3-layer vanilla cake. Okay. Okay. We tap it out. And you can use a measuring cup if you would like and put probably 2.5 in each one. Just kind of, you want your cake layers even. So we're going to take our spatula and kind of do this last one. gonna tap this one out. And you know, I always let my cakes, my cake mix sit in the pans for about 5 to 10 minutes. And while I'm straightening up my kitchen, and in that way it just has time to settle down before it goes into a 325-degree oven. And I'll be right back. Now it's time to get our cakes into a 325-degree oven. Okay, we are going to keep them in the oven for about 20 minutes, and we're going to check on them and see if they come out clean. Okay, I checked on those cakes, and they were not ready. So they need really, I looked at them, and they need about 10 more minutes. So 30 minutes is the right amount of time. We have our cakes out of the oven. Look how beautiful that cake is. Level, even. Oh my goodness. But now I've got to let them cool for about 10 minutes. I'm going to let them cool on a wire rack, and then I am going to turn them out after about 10 minutes. Look at those cake layers. Oh my goodness, they are beautiful. That's what using the cake strips do. They give you a level cake, and just absolutely beautiful cake, like the bakeries have, you know. Well, we'll let these really cool, and then we're gonna put that buttercream frosting on them, and then we're gonna have a piece of cake. Okay, got a different apron on this time. I spilled something all over me. So we are going to put on our first layer. We're gonna just turn it over. I love just a plain yellow cake. Sometimes that's just all you need. Okay. To me, this just reminds me of an old-fashioned cake. The thicker layers. It's going to be a tall cake. Smells so good. Okay, I'll do our third layer here. And this cake is going to take all the icing. Put like cake rods or whatever. I'm just going to use 3 straws. That's what my mom and my grandma and everybody that I know always did. So I'll set those right there. Now we're going to start taking and we're going to frost this cake. I have to make some more buttercream. I probably didn't make enough because I've got 3 layers instead of 2. I probably should have made a little more. And you know what, guys? Mistakes happen when you're baking. When you're in your kitchen, things happen. And I didn't make enough. I don't have enough icing, so I'm going to have to make another batch because I've worked too hard on this not to have it finished. Okay, let's add our vanilla. Add about a pinch of salt, just a little bit. I believe I did that. Now we're going to finish frosting our cake. I just wanted a plain vanilla, old-fashioned looking cake today, and I think I accomplished my mission. Now let's cut this cake and see if it's any good. Nothing plain about vanilla cake or vanilla ice cream. Look at that. This cake is delicious. Melts in your mouth. Oh my gosh, I take my mom a piece.